Hello and welcome. Endeavour Explains, our new fortnightly series, is our endeavour to bring you the complete package of information and insights for the most important happenings of the world. The first in the series focuses on Assembly Elections 2022. Among the other things today, we are also going to discuss the reasons for the wins and the losses, what victory means for the party's national ambitions, and the lessons learned. So, stay tuned. India is regionally divided into states and union territories, and each state has a chief minister who is the leader of the party or political alliance that has won a majority in the regional elections, otherwise known as the State Assembly Elections, that exercises executive powers in the state. In February-March 2022, 5 key Indian states went into the State Assembly Elections, namely Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Goa, Uttarakhand and Manipur. From the first consecutive victory for an Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister in 37 years to the first ever consecutive victory for the ruling party in Uttarakhand to its solo win in Manipur, Assembly Elections 2022 was a successful outing for the Bharatiya Janata Party. In Punjab, the party fared poorly with just 2 seats but can take heart from the fact that its chief rival, the Congress, was dropped by the Aam Aadmi Party. Let's dive into the state-wise details. The Bharatiya Janata Party's performance in Uttar Pradesh is nothing but historic. A tightening grip on the law and order and a significant reduction in gender violence incidents meant the BJP and Yogi Adityanath got greater support from the women voters in the state, who form 46.5% of the UP electorate. The BJP called rule of Samajwadi Party as the Gunda Raj, and that had helped BJP to consolidate the Hindu support base, which obviously had a fear that the return of SP could mean the return of the so-called Gunda Raj too. Other than SP and the BJP, the BSP was also in the fray, who had their lowest performance this year with only 1 seat with them. The BSP's disintegration meant BJP also gets the Dalit voter base, as the Dalits were unlikely to vote for the SP. Thus, the BJP were able to polarize the elections and keep a large section of the majority votes with them. The BJP won 255 seats in the 403-member assembly. Its 2 allies secured another 18 seats. Even though the voters were angry, or if the voters had unhappiness with BJP over issues like joblessness, they did not look up to Akhilesh Yadav or the Samajwadi Party as a credible alternative to Yogi Adityanath government or Yogi Adityanath as a chief minister. And it is that trust quotient deficiency which led to the BJP's emergence as the most preferred party in the state. Yogi is now the BJP's most powerful chief minister, the king in the north, which raises intriguing question of the party's succession plan and his status as a de facto number 2. He will certainly exercise influence over party affairs, notably the presidential elections later this year, in which UP carries more weight than West Bengal and Tamil Nadu combined. Founded in 2012, the AAP has already won Delhi, where it has been in power for 7 years, and now it will govern one of the country's most prominent states, Punjab. In startup terms, the perfect comparison, given Arvind Kejriwal is a graduate from IIT Kharagpur, it is a political unicorn. The Aam Aadmi Party, which had first entered the Punjab poll arena in 2012 Lok Sabha elections, went on to become the main opposition after 2017 Assembly elections and has now swept the state with a record 92 seats, the best ever performance by any party after the reorganization of Punjab in 1966. It signifies a shift away from the 2 traditional rivals, Congress and the Shiromani Akali Dal. AAP's victory is well explained through the anti-incumbency issues that the state had been facing and the infighting of the Congress party in the past few months, which also led to the former Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh resigning from his post. Punjab's health system is also expected to get a great boost, with 13 doctors making it to the state assembly elections this year, including 10 from the AAP, which is set to form the next government. Among the 13 doctors elected to the state assembly, 2 are women practitioners, Amandeep Kaur Arora from Moga and Baljit Kaur from Malauд. The Aam Aadmi Party leader Bhagwant Mann, now the new chief minister of Punjab, would keenly be watched by the political watchers to review his governance capabilities, given his and his party's newness in managing a complete state, that to Punjab, where the bureaucracy is so strong. The BJP has retained majority in Manipur, where the victory made sweeter by the fact that the party has won solo. The man widely credited with delivering the feat for the BJP is N. Biren Singh, who will return as the chief minister in the northeastern state. As much as the election's mandate was about the BJP hitting the majority mark in a historic win in Manipur, it also signaled emergence of a strong regional party in the northeast, the National People's Party or the NPP. The NPP, which pitched itself as a strong regional alternative to the BJP and the Congress, had won in 6 seats and was leading more than its tally in the 2017 elections. The election results in Goa have come as a shock to many. The single-party mandate in favor of the BJP amidst a fractured opposition and contrary to the expectations makes this election distinct from the rest. The nail-biting moments during the counting finally resulted in the BJP inching closer to the majority with 20 seats in the 40-member assembly. With the aid of 3 independents, the BJP is on its way to forming a popular government for the 3rd consecutive time in the state. And last, for Uttarakhand, it's a bittersweet victory for the BJP. The Saffron Party swept the state, but the poster boy Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami lost from the Khatima seat. Dhami, who was up against Congress candidate Bhuvan Chandra Kapri, had previously won the seat in 2012 and 2017. The 10th Chief Minister of the Hill State, Dhami, was sworn in after resignation of Tirath Singh Rawat on July 3, 2021, becoming the youngest CM of Uttarakhand at the age of 45. The BJP is now all set for a 2nd consecutive term in office in the state, something that has never happened in the state's 21-year history. It has always alternated between the BJP and the Congress. With assembly elections due in Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat later this year, and the Aam Aadmi Party running up for votes in these states, it will walk another step closer to its stature as a national party. With the disintegration and weakening of the Congress and emergence of AAP as the national party, it won't be a surprise if by 2024 general elections, Kejriwal is the leader to reckon with in the opposition space. The road for the Indian National Congress back to centre now looks like an uphill task. Elections 2022 seemed like the semi-finals of what the 2024 General Assembly match is going to look like. The Congress is likely to lose its post as the leader of opposition in Rajya Sabha if it doesn't thread its story carefully and soon, while the BJP will move closer to majority in the Rajya Sabha, boosting its ability to push the legislation comfortably in both the houses of parliament. And of course, most likely, we will see a 3rd term for PM Modi. Hope you liked our first video of the Endeavour Explains. Keep watching this space for more of such informative and insightful views on the key happenings of the world.